welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Jets and the Niners, and it comes your way next.
No single building has played host to more Super Bowls than this one right here. The Caesars Superdome in the Crescent City of New Orleans. This is Super Bowl 59, and we've got an outstanding matchup on tap. The moment is upon us, and we've got what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion New York Jets taking on the NFC champions, the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis, and what a season it's been for our AFC champions. I mean, this was a fight just to get to the Super Bowl. You got to figure that they are very battle-tested and ready. It's the grand finale of the 2024 season on the big stage here in New Orleans. Super Bowl 59 underway. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2. Here's Lawrence to throw. Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 2nd and 6. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Now Lawrence. That is caught, and he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, and I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. 7 yards there and a first down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Here's Lawrence. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Samuel going to go in motion right. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 13-yard line. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there, because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on 3rd down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
Now Lawrence. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Brandon Ayuk from 13 yards out. And the Jets are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
Yeah, it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The New York set to take the field. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Lawrence. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On 4th down, here's the veteran Thomas Morstead, the punt for the Jets. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
And they go play action now. Burrow. Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. Another run with McCaffrey on second down. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Burrow will throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The New York set to take the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner using that size to force his way in there and make the stop behind the line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Play action. It's Lawrence. And a completion to Wilson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. 7-3 the score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we are back and ready to go for the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the 2nd quarter. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. In motion comes the tight end left. Now it's Burrow. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw, and that will be incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's fourth down. On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Jets on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Lawrence to throw. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Decent gain on the scramble at 6, but now it's 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
A punt of 46, a return of 5. And they will take over 1st and 10. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They're able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. Play action. It's Burrow. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And Oliver coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Now Burrow connects with Kittle underneath. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And he'll be stopped at about the 38 after a pickup of 4.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. It connects quickly to Jamar Chase. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Palmer going in motion right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 43. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Now 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete.
Those are the words you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Lawrence will throw. Throw left side to Kincaid. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. 4 catches already here in this Super Bowl. He's got another first down. Now a give. It's Hubbard going left. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Charvarius Ward there to make the stop. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The offense on third down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Niners are going to take over here up near the 40. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Burrow looking to pass. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now Burrow loses the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Burrow. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
Here's Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. The New York set to take the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Lawrence to throw. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Looking underneath and finding Hubbard. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. That's Samuel, caught left side, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final time. They go play action with Lawrence. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. Final play of the half, it's Lawrence. This taken in by Kincaid. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And they trail here in this Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. He stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
McCaffrey running up the middle. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And Chase will go in motion left. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Going to look deep for Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. A little juke. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. Shoves him aside. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Now it's Burrow. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Justin Jefferson. A 5-yard touchdown. As his guys are able to extend their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Jets offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest, and this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he powers his way up past the 30. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Lawrence. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
That is caught. Kincaid with it. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards.
Let's just call it, as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. From the 20, here's 2nd and 5. Lawrence will throw. To the right side here, caught by Kincaid. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. 3rd quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Now a toss. Hubbard going left. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Lawrence. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Hubbard will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Sanders. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Trevor Lawrence punching it in from a yard away. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was capped off by Trevor Lawrence taking it in himself. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Now Burrow connects with Kittle underneath. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. The 4th and final quarter coming right up. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. And there's just one quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter. And he is going to have the 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
A handoff. McCaffrey running right. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 77 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 4. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he is going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. On the move to his... And the pressure gets to him again. Dwayne Smoot providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks. And now they're staring at a 4th and long. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jets. And we're at the time of this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards for number 11. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll give to Hall. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Tackle made there by Buda Baker. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. They go play action now. Lawrence. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. Lawrence. Taking in left side, it's Wilson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. To throw again is Lawrence. Samuel bringing in the slant. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. Now Lawrence to throw. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Here's Lawrence. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to about the 19. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 4th down. Zerline's kick is up and through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Niners set to take over on offense. And this Super Bowl has been as good as advertised. Probably one of the best that we've seen in recent memory. All even here in this 4th quarter. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Ahmad Gardner got downhill quickly and stuck him behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Burrow looking to pass. And he'll find Chase on the right side complete. So the completion good for 6 yards. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. That's complete to Palmer. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll it's another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 20-yard line.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Mason going to get it on first down. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. Another try from the 19. 2nd and 10. Right back to Mason. And once again, he'll get possibly back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. 3rd down, here's Mason. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. And his kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So the Jets now down by a field goal, 1:14 to go. They need at least a field goal to send this Super Bowl to overtime as they come up on first down. Here's Lawrence. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
Throwing now, Lawrence. That's caught by Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Back to throw. Lawrence. Wilson snags it left side. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. He's got his target. That's complete. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th. Wow. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive, 4 plays, and it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now it's the Niners' turn, trailing by 4. A little over 30 seconds remaining. A touchdown could win the Super Bowl as they've got a first down. Burrow gets this one to Juszczyk. And that won't help much. Only a yard on first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. Here's Burrow. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go. What a Super Bowl it's been to this point. Now a critical 3rd down here. To throw, Burrow. That is caught. He's got a first and maybe more. Down to the 10. And he's across for the touchdown. And it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Charles, that drive was perfect, methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, but they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out when they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And the San Francisco 49ers will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.